730 women are right now living underwater for months. They share bathrooms with dozens of men, sleep in spaces smaller than coffins, and they can't leave for 3 to 6 months straight. These aren't prisoners. They're America's submarine heroes. The USS New Jersey just made history as the first submarine built from the ground up for men and women together. But here's what nobody talks about. Women submariners have a 75% success rate. That's higher than men at 74%. How do they do it? The answer will shock you. The United States Navy has been breaking barriers since 2010. That's when the ban on women serving on submarines was finally lifted. But the real story isn't about breaking barriers. It's about survival, mental survival, physical survival, and proving that courage has no gender. Right now, as you watch this video, 730 women are serving on 38 different submarines. They're officers, engineers, sonar technicians, and weapons specialists. Each deployment lasts anywhere from 3 months to 6 months, underwater, in a space smaller than most people's homes, with up to 150 male crew members. The closest comparison? Living in a crowded apartment building where you can never leave, where everyone shares the same air, the same water, and the same mission, where one mistake could mean life or death for everyone aboard. If you're proud of these incredible women serving our country, type "proud" in the comments below. But surviving isn't just about toughness. It's about smart design, careful planning, and a culture that's evolved over 14 years. Today, we're going inside the world's most advanced submarines to discover exactly how America's female submariners don't just survive, they excel. The reality of submarine life step aboard the USS Missouri during a 6-month deployment. The first thing that hits you isn't the technology, it's the space, or lack of it. A nuclear submarine is 337 feet long. Sounds big, right? Wrong. 1/3 of this space is taken up by the nuclear reactor and propulsion systems. The remaining space houses between 130 to 150 crew members for months at a time. Your bedroom? A rack stacked 3 high with 2 other beds. The mattress sits inside what submariners call an aluminum coffin. You get a 5-inch deep storage bin under your mattress for all your personal belongings. That's it. Your clothes, photos, books, everything you own for 6 months fits in that tiny space. The USS Missouri spent 163 days underwater out of a 181-day deployment. That means for over 5 months, crew members saw no sunlight, breathed no fresh air, and had no contact with the outside world except for the 18 days they surfaced. Privacy doesn't exist in the traditional sense. Officers share rooms with 3 people. They can't all stand up at the same time without bumping into each other. The enlisted crew lives in berthing areas with rows of bunks separated only by curtains. Until recently. That is, communication with home happens only when the submarine surfaces. Email comes and goes maybe 20 times during a 6-month deployment. Every time they send a signal, they risk revealing their location. Secrecy isn't just protocol, it's survival. But here's what makes submariners special. They volunteered for this. Every single person aboard chose this life. That voluntary commitment creates something remarkable, a brotherhood and sisterhood built on shared sacrifice. Breaking the gender barrier. The year was 2010. Defense Secretary Robert Gates made an announcement that changed naval history forever. The ban on women serving aboard submarines was officially lifted, but the real work was just beginning. The first female officers reported to Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines in 2011. These weren't small attack submarines. They were the largest submarines in the U.S. fleet, chosen specifically because they had more space and multiple bathrooms, space that could be modified for mixed-gender crews. Lieutenant Commander Andrea Howard and Lieutenant Commander Emma McCarthy were among those first pioneers. They faced challenges that male submariners never had to consider. Equipment designed for the average American male height, periscopes positioned too high, valves requiring more upper body strength to operate. But these women didn't complain. They adapted. They proved themselves through the same rigorous training as their male counterparts. They earned their dolphins, the prestigious insignia worn by qualified submariners. They became part of the nuclear family. The breakthrough came with enlisted women joining the force in 2015. Chief Petty Officer Angela Kugler became the first female chief of the boat in 2022. This position is the senior enlisted advisor to the commanding officer. It's one of the most respected roles on any submarine. By 2024, the numbers tell an incredible story. 87 female officer accessions and 400 enlisted accessions joined the submarine force. That represents 20% of officer accessions and nearly 10% of enlisted accessions. The largest single-year jump since integration began. But here's the remarkable part. Women aren't just surviving in this environment, they're excelling. Female officers show a 29% retention rate for department head positions. That's 1.5% higher than their male peers. Enlisted women are re-enlisting at 75% compared to 74% for men. The U.S. Navy expects to name its first female submarine commanding officer by 2028. These aren't participation trophies. These are combat leaders earning their positions through merit and excellence. The engineering marvel, September 14, 2024, marked a historic moment. The USS New Jersey became the first submarine in history designed from the ground up for complete gender integration. This wasn't about retrofitting old designs, this was about reimagining what a modern submarine could be. The biggest change? Doors, lots of them. Where previous submarines used curtains for privacy, the New Jersey installed solid doors. Berthing areas now have separate sections with proper lockable doors. Washrooms include additional partitions and privacy features. But the changes go deeper than privacy. Overhead valves were repositioned lower and made easier to operate. Steps were installed in front of triple-high bunks and stacked washing machines. These might seem like small details, but they make a huge difference during a 3-month patrol. The submarine's medical facilities were upgraded to handle women's specific health needs. This includes proper medication storage, disposal systems for feminine hygiene products, and protocols for pregnancy-related medical situations. Virginia-class submarines have 4 officer staterooms with 3 racks each. That means 12 sleeping quarters for officers. Since most submarines have more than 12 officers, junior officers often bunk with the enlisted crew. The New Jersey's design ensures this arrangement works for both men and women. The Columbia-class ballistic missile submarines, America's newest strategic deterrent, will incorporate all these design improvements. They'll even include step stools for shorter sailors to use the periscope effectively. These submarines represent a $3 billion investment in gender equality. But more than that, they represent recognition that diverse crews are more effective crews. Different perspectives solve problems better. Different experiences create stronger teams. Survival strategies. How do you maintain sanity when you're trapped underwater with 150 people for 3 months? Submariners have developed a complex social code that makes survival possible. Rule number 1, no politics. Political discussions are banned aboard submarines. In a confined space where tensions can explode, avoiding divisive topics keeps the peace. Rule number 2, quiet is golden. No door slamming, no loud conversations, no unnecessary noise. Someone is always trying to sleep because submarines operate 24 hours a day with rotating shifts. Rule number 3, personal space is sacred. In an environment where personal space doesn't exist, you create it through respect. You don't touch someone else's belongings. You don't enter someone's rack area without permission. You give people mental space even when physical space is impossible. Women have added their own survival strategies to this code. Female submariners often form informal support networks. Senior women mentor junior women. They share practical advice about everything from uniform modifications to dealing with the unique challenges of being outnumbered. The buddy system works differently for women. Male submariners might blow off steam through physical competition or crude humor. Women submariners often use different stress relief methods: reading, writing, quiet conversation, and maintaining connections with home when possible. Sleep becomes a precious commodity. Submariners work 8-hour shifts, but that doesn't mean 8 hours of sleep. Maintenance, training, drills, and general quarters can interrupt sleep at any time. Women submariners have learned to maximize rest whenever possible. Food plays a crucial role in morale. Submarine cooks are among the best in the Navy because good food is one of the few pleasures available during deployment. Women submariners often appreciate the variety more than their male counterparts, who might focus more on quantity. Exercise happens in the torpedo room when it's not being used for weapons storage. Creative fitness routines using submarine equipment help maintain physical and mental health. Women often organize group exercise sessions that build camaraderie while staying fit. Overcoming challenges. Not every story is a success story. The integration of women into submarine service hasn't been without problems. Early years saw several serious incidents that threatened the entire program. Between 2011 and 2015, multiple cases of female crew members being secretly recorded by male peers in showers and changing areas led to criminal investigations. These weren't minor disciplinary issues. These were serious violations that resulted in courts-martial and dismissals from the Navy. The Royal Navy faced even more serious allegations in 2024. An internal investigation revealed widespread sexual harassment, bullying, and even rape within their submarine service. Women reported being called degrading names, subjected to unwanted physical contact, and facing retaliation for reporting incidents. But here's what makes the American submarine force different: leadership commitment. When problems arose, they were addressed directly and decisively. Zero-tolerance policies were implemented and enforced. Cultural training became mandatory. The message from the top was clear: harassment would end careers. The U.S. Navy learned from these early challenges. They implemented comprehensive training programs for all crew members. Sexual harassment prevention became part of submarine qualification training. Reporting procedures were streamlined and protected. Senior leadership took personal responsibility. When Admiral Ben Key of the Royal Navy apologized publicly for failures in their system, it sent a message that accountability starts at the top. American submarine commanders received similar guidance. Culture change is a command responsibility. Female submariners themselves became part of the solution. They spoke up when they witnessed problems. They supported each other through difficult situations. They proved that women could handle the physical and mental demands of submarine service while maintaining their dignity and professionalism. The results speak for themselves. Retention rates for women continue to exceed those of men. Promotion rates remain competitive. Most importantly, mission effectiveness has improved with diverse crews bringing different skills and perspectives to complex problems. The human element behind every statistic is a human story. Meet Chief Logistics Specialist Samantha Mincy, a Los Angeles native who joined the Navy 16 years ago. When she enlisted, women weren't allowed on submarines. She never imagined she'd become the senior enlisted female on a submarine crew. "I personally never saw myself being in the submarine force," Mincy explained. "When I joined, women weren't allowed on submarines. I never thought women would start being accepted on submarines while I was in the Navy." Mincy represents thousands of women who found opportunities they never expected. She started her career on aircraft carriers before transitioning to submarines. The skills she developed on surface ships translated perfectly to submarine operations. Lieutenant Victoria Meyer graduated from the Naval Academy in 2019, originally planning to become a pilot. But when the Navy increased submarine accessions for women, she found her calling underwater. "It's the people that drew me in, the people that really make me proud to wear dolphins," she said. Meyer served on the USS New Jersey when it was just her and one other female officer. Now, there are more women throughout the submarine force. She's witnessed the transformation firsthand and helped shape policies for future generations. These women face the same challenges as their male counterparts, plus additional ones unique to their situation. They proved themselves twice, once as submariners and once as women in a traditionally male environment. They carry the hopes of future generations of female submariners. The USS Wyoming made headlines when 15 enlisted women completed the first all-female deterrent patrol in submarine history. These women, ranging from junior sailors to senior chiefs, showed that gender integration wasn't just possible, it was highly effective. Their success rates tell the story. Training completion rates for women match or exceed those of men. Equipment casualty rates show no difference between male and female operators. Mission success rates remain at 100% for submarines with integrated crews. The bigger picture. The submarine force is expanding its integration program. Current plans call for 39 integrated boat crews by 2033, up from the original goal of 33 by 2030. This expansion reflects the success of the program and the Navy's confidence in mixed-gender submarine crews. All future Virginia-class attack submarines and Columbia-class ballistic missile submarines will be built with gender integration in mind. The days of retrofitting existing submarines are ending. New construction means purpose-built equality. The strategic importance cannot be overstated. America's submarine force is the most powerful and advanced in the world. These submarines carry out the most sensitive and critical missions in the U.S. military. From strategic nuclear deterrence to intelligence gathering to special operations support, submarines are America's hidden shield. Adding women to these crews isn't about fairness, though fairness matters. It's about effectiveness. Diverse teams solve complex problems better. Different perspectives catch details others might miss. Varied backgrounds bring creative solutions to operational challenges. The Navy has discovered that submarines with integrated crews often outperform all-male crews in training scenarios. Communication improves. Teamwork becomes more professional. The focus shifts from social dynamics to mission accomplishment. This transformation extends beyond individual submarines. The entire submarine community has evolved. Standards remain high, but culture has improved. Professional behavior is expected and enforced. Merit determines advancement, not gender. Conclusion: 730 women are proving every day that courage, skill, and dedication have no gender boundaries. They're serving in the most demanding environment in the U.S. military, excelling at the highest levels, and paving the way for future generations. These aren't stories about surviving despite being women. These are stories about succeeding because they're outstanding submariners who happen to be women. They've earned their place through the same rigorous training, the same high standards, and the same commitment to excellence as every submariner before them. The first female submarine commanding officer will take command in 2028. She'll lead a crew of men and women united by their voluntary commitment to serve America beneath the waves. That moment will mark not just a milestone for women in the military, but a victory for American naval excellence. The future of America's submarine force includes everyone qualified to serve. Gender doesn't determine capability. Character does. Skill does. Dedication does. These women possess all three in abundance. Thanks for watching this deep dive into America's underwater heroes. If this video opened your eyes to the incredible service of our female submariners, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about the brave men and women defending our nation. Until next time, remember that heroes come in all forms, and some of them are serving right now, hundreds of feet beneath the ocean's surface.